Today we're in the capital city of South Africa, Pretoria, at the Assupol headquarters. This financial services group has been serving South African citizens for more than 110 years, and they're marking that milestone today. And they invited us, the media, to hear about that journey.
Assupol's story is a story that captures pushing boundaries, exceeding expectations, and innovation. Back in the 50s, when souls had soul and the Kwela music era began, Assupol changed the tune on company rules so that they could cater to our clients' needs. The Friendly Society Act was passed into law around the 1950s, giving South Africans a chance to save together and assist each other financially. Assupol became the first to pay benefits via the post office. The first heart transplant performed in South Africa in 1967 made headlines. We made history 5 years later, covering 54 women in 1972. When the Soweto youth uprising profoundly changed the future, we revolutionized the industry by introducing new benefits. We were there throughout the development of this country, the development of the South African story, serving the hard-working people of South Africa, regardless of their backgrounds. In 1988, Assupol celebrated 75 years of service and launched our brand new logo. We'll never stop keeping our promise of serving South Africans from all walks of life, because they have always walked this journey with us. We'd like to thank you for trusting us to serve you. There's still more to tell, but let's leave it here for today. We look forward to changing our future and yours, because you are the main character in our story.
This is a great milestone that we are all very proud of. As we reflect on our rich heritage and look towards the future, we make immense pride in sharing our story with you. As a company, we have been guided by a simple and yet a powerful principle: serving those we serve. You might have seen it in some of the notice board as you entered the hall, that we pride ourselves by serving those who serve. Our mission has been to provide individuals and families with protection and security during times of challenges. And we believe that in the 110 years, we have done it extremely well, and hence we are here today to celebrate. The foundation of our success lies in the trust bestowed upon us by our customers. So in whatever we do, we ensure that the customers are given the attention that they require, and we take the interest of the customers at heart in making any decision relating to our business. We are so blessed to have energized employees. I was having a discussion with Dr. Koza Eli this morning that every time you come to this building, you get that sense of energy. People are excited to be part of this family, and they are so excited to do their work. And that is the energy that we are seeing from our staff members. So we are pleased to have the staff that is energized and the staff that make it possible for us to honor the promises that we have given to our customers. Our staff members do understand our values, and our values are simple and straightforward, is to treat our customers fairly. If you have got a happy client, if you have got a happy employee, that will translate in a positive attitude, and they are going to engage with the clients because they are the intermediaries between us and our customers. So we are so grateful to have the employees that are energized and that are looking forward every day to ensure satisfaction of our customers. We certainly understand the huge responsibility that we are carrying by having been bestowed this trust by our clients, and we don't take it for granted. We understand it's a responsibility that we need to carry, and we always strive to ensure that we deliver on our promises. Throughout our journey, 110 years journey, we have witnessed countless narratives unfold, each filled with aspirations, challenges, and triumphs. We were there for our customers during the two pandemic. You might have heard about the 1918 Spanish flu. According to the records, about 500,000 people died in South Africa. And the recent COVID-19 pandemic that had an adverse impact on our lives, and we lost about 120,000 people in South Africa. The fact that we are still here today and celebrating is an indication to show how resilient our company is and how dedicated we are to serve our clients. Because if our customers were not happy about the service we're providing them, we wouldn't be around, because our environment is very competitive and we're all fighting for the same customer. So the fact that we are here is a confirmation that there is something right that we are doing in terms of satisfying our clients. During the COVID pandemic, we experienced a high volume of claims, as you can just imagine. And our staff members worked day and night. They worked on weekends to ensure that we pay the claims on time. We went to an extent of relaxing some of the rules, where we paid some of the claims without even having a birth certificate. We understood that is a risk that we were taking, but we wanted the clients not to have anxiety, to go through difficulties in thinking about what will happen if I don't get paid. How am I going to bury my loved one? That uncertainty was really a driver for us to ensure that our clients need to be comfortable as we are busy trying to assist them in paying out of the claims. I mean, Jacques here is the head of operations. I recall one day when I had a chat with him and said, Jacques, where we are now, what do? We can't expect the clients to provide us with the documents that we normally require. It is crisis, so we know that the fraudsters are out there. They will take an advantage of defrauding us. But let's just do what we can to try and relax the rules in order for us to pay out as many claims as possible. And the feedback that we got from customers was amazing, because customers are in a position to compare the service that we render and the service that is rendered by our competitors. I would like to take you through some of the notable moments in the history of our company, and compliments to those leaders before us who have taken time to document the history of Assupol. So we are privileged that we can obtain information from the records that we will be in a position to share with you and share with others. Assupol was established in 1913, and it was established as a burial society on an informal basis. Most of you will understand how the burial societies work in townships. It's informal. You get neighbors or friends or whoever to group together and contribute a certain amount of money in order to support the families in times of needs. That's how this business has been started. So the insurance or the burial society model is a model that built this company to be where it is today. From the history books, we were told that at that time, it was really necessary for the members of the SAPS to support one another because they didn't have any financial support in times of bereavement. That was in 1913, and that's when they started contributing money towards a fund, a burial society, to support the families of the fallen heroes and their loved ones. Then these burial societies, the people who were in authority by then have realized that it does serve a purpose, and a decision was taken to formalize it, to make it a provident fund. And the provident fund that later became Assupol, the company that we are today. So from the humble beginnings, we have grown to become a fully fledged insurance company, which boasts itself by having 2.5 million policyholders, and we cover over 5.3 million lives when we include individual life and the group schemes. So you can understand that we are a serious business. We are not a fly-by-night business somewhere in Pretoria. I think the building as well, most of you might not have even gotten lost, because as you drive past by, you'll be forced to look at our building, whether you like it or not. We are strategically located, and you can see who we are. So from the humble beginning, where they use the heads, we are told that they collected money using the heads, to be where we are today, it's really a milestone worth celebrating. Over the years, we have undergone significant stages of transformation, just like South Africa itself. And as I will be taking you through the different stages, and it's a summary of what we have here, because we don't want to keep you here for the whole day, you'll actually see the reflection of the transformation stages of Assupol and the transformation stages of South Africa as a country. We overcame numerous challenges and emerged as a transformed business that remains relevant to South Africa and the market we serve, because in our space, relevance is the key. You need to be relevant to the market. If you are not relevant, you won't be around for too long. So in 1923, we introduced the life benefit for wives, and we adopted the principles of surrender value and fully paid up benefits. That was in 1923. So it means that was a great achievement to provide benefit to the wives of the members. So you can see that as women, we have gone through the worst. The discrimination still continues, and it's something that we need to continue fighting to ensure that we claim our space in the society. So Assupol decided then in 1923 that we need to provide cover to the wives of their members. And I'm very proud to share with you that if you look at our customer complement, 65% of our policyholders are females. It confirms, firstly, that the women in South Africa have taken their space in terms of taking care of themselves. Gone are those days where we relied on men to provide for us. Secondly, it's a confirmation to show that our products are really relevant and that the women are really taking responsibility in terms of ensuring that their respective households are well protected when it comes to insurance-related matters. You will know, as I made reference to burial societies, that women are generally organized when it comes to organizing a funeral. In fact, they only need a man to go and dig a grave. The rest, women do take care of. And I think if men don't watch out, we'll end up taking over that function as well. Then in 1953, The rules of the scheme was amended, defining eligibility for members and requiring a satisfactory evidence of health when you want to join, if you want to be a member of the Burial Society of the Provident Fund by then. So you need to be healthy in order for you to enjoy the cover. And I'm very pleased to share with you that most of the insurance solutions that we provide our customers today, we don't require a customer to go for medical underwriting. Why? Because we understand the market. We understand that there are quite a number of customers out there who might not have access to our solutions if we are going to require them to go for medical underwriting. So we do have quite a number of products, and depending on your requirements, you will be covered. We actually have a group scheme, for example, that covers the older people. So even if you're 100 years old, we will issue you with a policy. And you can just imagine, if you're 100 years old, certainly you do have a lot of chronic conditions, but we ignore that. So we have designed our products to ensure that they are relevant, and we have taken into consideration the dynamics that we have in our society. As I mentioned that in 1983, the Provident Fund became the Assupol that we are today. Assupol is a household brand. Wherever you go, if you're wearing a branded T-shirt, you'll be asked, how can I get a policy? So we are well positioned, and we believe that we are where we are supposed to be, but we still have the ambitions to grow further because the needs of the clients are always evolving. When you talk about the brand Assupol, Assupol is known for the quality of service that we are offering our clients. And how are we doing that? We do have offices nationwide. If we talk about the touch points, when I include the partnerships that we have, it's in excess of about 100 offices nationwide. And I'm not talking about an office in mainland. I'm talking about an office in Ngutu, rural areas, an office in Bushbuck Ridge, in areas where you normally not get a financial service company in that area. And the reason for that is that we believe in accessibility. Our services need to be accessible by our customers. We don't want customers to travel a long distance for service, and hence we are taking the customer to the clients. We also have a fleet of mobile offices. So in areas where we don't have a physical office, we ensure that the teams will travel to those areas to offer service to our clients. Going back to the history of Assupol, in 1993, Assupol changed its logo. It used to rent an office at the city center of Pretoria. Then in 1993, Assupol changed its logo. Then it moved to an office in Menlo Park. Then as the company grew, we started renting other buildings in the same area. Then we decided that we need to relocate to an area where we are all going to be accommodated in one office. And then in April 2017, we relocated to where we are today. I think you have seen how smart our building is, and we are very comfortable here, and we are happy that all staff members are in one building and they are able to interact with one another. In 2003, we decided to diversify our distribution channel. We used to have only field agents, our own advisors that will travel from one place to another seeing clients. Then we decided to diversify our distribution channels where we introduced the call center, we introduced we introduced the brokers and the group schemes. And that also assisted us in taking the service to other areas where we were not very strong, and that assisted us a lot. And it also assisted in terms of market diversification, because anyone can call in and make contact with the call center and take out a policy. So as we continued with our journey to grow the business, in insurance business, it's important that you need to be highly capitalized. As an area that is highly regulated, currently we have got two direct regulators. We have got the Prudential Authority and we have got FISCA just across the road. They monitor the solvency and the liquidity of the company on a regular basis. So as you write new policies, you are creating a liability for the business. And as a result, you need to have access to capital. Otherwise, you're not going to be in a position to honor your promises. Then we decided to rather demutualize the company, and the reason why we demutualized the company in 2010, we wanted to have access to capital because Assupol was then a mutual company that somehow belonged to the policyholders, but they didn't have any monetary value attached to their membership of the mutual society. Then we demutualized and we managed to attract a number of quality shareholders to come and support us, because when you require additional funding to capitalize the business, obviously our policyholders were not going to be in a position to provide you with that capital. Then we demutualized in December 2010. As of June 2022, our embedded value was 6.7 billion. It shows how big the company has become. And if you are interested, you can keep on watching our announcement in terms of our financials, then you realize how much this company has grown from strength to strength. We remain a true South African company, staying true to our roots. And we have got a very good understanding of the requirements or the needs of the different stakeholders. It's important for us to ensure that, firstly, the key stakeholder is the employees, because without the employees, we won't be able to get things done. Then we have got customers that need to be satisfied with the service that we are rendering. Then we have got communities that we serve. Those communities, they don't want us to go and sell the products to them. We need to bring our side to ensure that we assist in solving the social ills that we have in communities. And I think that is the area where we have done very well. For example, we are involved in early childhood development through our Assupol Community Trust. We are supporting in excess of 300 ECD centers throughout South Africa, especially KZN and here in Pretoria. We build structures, and those are small businesses. So if you look at it, we are providing access to early childhood development to needy communities, and we are also empowering female-owned businesses, because those ECD centers are mainly managed by women. And it's quite a lovely story to see how they are evolving and how many people they are appointing from time to time. So that is a small business, and that is a sign to show our commitment towards sustainability of South Africa and our business as well. When we provide the insurance solutions to our communities. We're also addressing the challenge that we have in South Africa, where most of the people are relying on state grant. We know that it is not sustainable, and it's our responsibility to ensure that we strengthen our education to those who can afford to pay premiums to prepare for the future instead of waiting for the government to take care of their families when they are no longer with us. So this is a very good story to share with South Africa on how this company has evolved. We are very deliberate in terms of engaging with communities, because we would like to ensure that the communities do get the service that they want. Relevance is of utmost importance, as I have said. We are prepared to continue doing what we are doing best, as we are looking forward to see a brighter future for this company and for South Africa. I would therefore like to really convey gratitude to the board. Our chairman is here, and a gratitude to my colleagues who are really supporting me in leading this business. And we are looking forward to many more years to celebrate. We are also busy drafting a legacy. We want our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren to look up to what we'll have built. We are enjoying the hard work of the leaders that have gone before us, and we want the same to happen to the leaders that are going to take over from us. So we strive to stay at the forefront of our industry, ensuring that we are always equipped to meet the evolving needs of our customers. Today, we not only celebrate 110 years, but also the promise of even a brighter future, as I have said. There's a lot of negativity going on in the country right now, depending on how one look at it, but we need to remain positive. And at a corner where you are, you can have an impact and make things to be better for everyone. There's no perfect country. However, we have got an opportunity to ensure that we contribute towards making the change so that we can see the South Africa that we like to see. In conclusion, I would like to urge each and every one of you to assist us in continuing to write the next chapters of our organization. I'm really grateful to have the team that is very strong. I'm grateful to have the communities that are supporting us. And we also have got staff members that are really keen. There's a survey that was conducted in March this year. And the outcome of the survey is that our employees, they know what is expected from them. They buy into, the vision of this company, and they want to make a difference in the lives of others. And those findings were key and very fulfilling to the leadership, that we are all aligned in ensuring that we don't look after ourselves only, we look after the interest of other people, especially those who are disadvantaged. So thank you very much, and we are looking forward to continue sharing the good stories with you. Thank you.
Hey, Tada. I'd like to share Assupol's story with you, a transparent story that carries the wisdom of 110 years, hymns of courage and celebration. The birth of Kwaito, choice and freedom in 1990 when the marching paid off and Nelson Mandela was released from prison, holding hope and liberation in the palm of his hands with the support of the entire country behind him. A time when Assupol reached the highest number of benefits while the country stood in line to vote for the first time in 1994. And in 1996, the first gold medal came home to a democratic South Africa. Almost at the same time that the first woman was appointed to the Assupol board. And in the 2000s, stories that lie between the first South African to travel to space, while Assupol shot for the stars and invested in the first black-owned insurance company. In 2019, we launched the Assupol Museum of Heroes for everyday heroes who might never get a monument built in their honor, nominated by their communities for going above and beyond the call of duty to serve them. In the same year, we launched Assupol Rewards to reward our loyal customers and South Africans for trusting us to serve them. Today, we have 85 offices around the country for ease of access and service to our clients. We believe in transformation and are therefore a transformed business, a triple BEE Level 1 company with 79% black staff, as we strive to be South Africa's #1 trusted insurer. We face challenges as a country, but we stick together and we grow together. Embracing honesty and Ubuntu can and will transport us to an even brighter future.
South Africa, thank you for trusting us to serve you. You are the main characters of our story.
At Assupol, we passionately believe in the power of giving back to the communities that have supported us throughout the journey. And as part of our 110 campaign, we will be giving away 110 tombstones to deserving families. It is an honor to be able to provide support and solace to families during their time of need. And we understand that losing a loved one is a deeply emotional experience, and we hope that by offering these tombstones, we can help ease the burden and provide a lasting tribute to those who have passed. And through this act of giving, we aim to demonstrate our ethos of serving the communities we operate in. It is our way of saying thank you for the trust and loyalty of our clients that they have shown us over the years. And we believe that by giving back, we make a positive impact and create a legacy that extends far beyond our business. Lastly, today we are unveiling the biggest billboard on the N1. We have taken our commitment to creativity and branding to new heights by wrapping our head office building with the faces of our dedicated Assupol staff, obviously creating this biggest billboard on the N1 road. This is a bold and innovative move, not only showcasing our team's passion and dedication, but also serves as a celebration of our company's growth and success. And each face represents a story, a journey, and a commitment to serving our clients and communities with excellence. So transforming our building into a larger-than-life canvas, it is a visual representation of our brand value, our commitment to clients, and our dedication to making our lasting impact. At this moment, I'm going to invite our chairman of the board, Dr. Ruel Khoza, to give his closing remarks.
Thank you very much. Velma and your team, our group chief executive, my colleagues here present with us, as well as those that are busy working out there, including my fellow directors, but most importantly, members of the media who have come to join us to ensure that what story we tell that spans a long time. A good number of companies have their age measured in years. Those that are fortunate have their age measured in decades. that are even more resilient have their age measured in scores. And those that are very, very resilient have their age measured in centuries. Ours is measured in a century, and to add to that, a decade. We are a century and a decade old. I think that sets us apart where major corporations are concerned, and I talk in an informed, from an informed terra firma. Many, many companies don't last that long. So we take pride in our age. Mine is essentially to express gratitude. I think Cicero opined that gratitude is not only the greatest of all virtues, but the mother of the rest. So I'm here to accentuate and to express gratitude, particularly to you, members of the media, who help disseminate the good stories that we build through life, as it were. I stand here before you today as the chairperson of Assupol to commemorate a momentous occasion in our company's history. It is a significant milestone that showcases our enduring commitment to our customers, our values, and our mission. We have a mission in life to serve those who serve others. In 1913, when a few colleagues turned to an age-old tradition of putting money in a hat to assist each other in times of bereavement, little did they know that they were building a foundation for a giant of a corporation. Today, we are gathered here 110 years later, celebrating 11 decades. Not 11 years, 11 decades of growth and innovation. As we reflect upon our journey, it is important to recognize the incredible dedication and unwavering support of our clients, our staff, executive directors, partners, and stakeholders. Without their trust, loyalty, and belief in our mission and vision, Assupol would not be the thriving institution it is today. We owe our success to everyone who has contributed to our growth, and it is with deep gratitude that we express our thanks to all of those stakeholders. Our story is a uniquely South African story that goes over generations. Over the past 110 years, Assupol has evolved and adapted. If you don't adapt, you actually become a dinosaur. Assupol has evolved and adapted to meet the changing needs of our clients. Our success story has been shaped by the values that underpin our company. As an organization driven by empathy, respect, accountability, and serving those who serve, Assupol has upheld a strong ethical foundation, ensuring that our clients are at the forefront of every decision we make. It is this commitment to putting our clients first that continues to fuel our growth and inspire us to provide exemplary service. Assupol, as was said by my colleagues, demutualized and became a stockholding company in 2010, listing on the Cape Town Stock Exchange. This is again a testament to the fascinating growth trajectory that we have witnessed over the past 110 years. Looking towards the future, Assupol remains steadfast in its mission to empower and uplift individuals, families, and communities by offering financial security and peace of mind. Ours is a true, age-old South African story that reflects resilience even in the toughest of times, including pandemics. The difference that we make as Assupol is insisting on being a conscientious corporate citizen, not a conscious one. We're not just aware, we are conscientious. That means we care. That means we empathize. We are committed to being a conscientious corporate citizen. The emphasis is not on just being aware or conscious, where one is just aware of one's responsibilities, but may do nothing more than just pontificate. And there are many organizations that just pontificate. We behave in a manner that bespeaks our values. But being a conscientious corporate citizen, in contrast, meaning you care and genuinely believe in practical social responsibility, committing to providing solutions that make a real difference. This is vintage, true Assupol. I am pleased to say that our commitment to the youth, providing ablution facilities at schools and investing in ECD youth centers throughout Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal, and the many community projects have impressed me at Assupol and makes me a very, very proud member of the team. As we celebrate this milestone, we invite you to join us in reflecting upon Assupol's journey, one filled with triumphs, challenges, and moments that have defined us. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to all stakeholders for their trust and partnership, and we promise to continue serving our community with the utmost dedication and care. Allow me to thank the people who are responsible for the manner in which we operate, the members of our board who actually set the tone. It is an exceptionally strong board for a company the size of Assupol, comprised of highly experienced people with knowledge that is germane to the business that we are in. Whether you are talking former players in insurance, current players in the financial services arena, or people with international experience, you get that on the board of Assupol. It is a board that I must thank for their dedication and continued robust engagement. They don't gather merely to nibble away at the sumptuous food. They engage robustly. Our executive management team are working extremely well together under the leadership of our group chief executive, Bridget Mukwena-Halala. The relationship between them and the board enjoys the healthy tension that characterizes a board and executive that is actually hard at work. So I thank the executives for that as well. I thank the regulators for the commendable guidance that they give us in a firm-handed way, which is what regulators should in fact do, firm-handed guidance. Our commitment to serving those who serve sets us apart as an organization. There are various public servants that constitute, our consumer base and who are the reason why we exist. I thank all our customers for their ongoing support and loyalty. I also thank our employees at large, those out there in the field who are at the interface between ourselves and customers. They are the frontline representatives of our brand, guiding, educating, and assisting our customers. Our gratitude to them defies limits. We rededicate ourselves to be as passionate as we shall be compassionate. Passionate about our professional service to South Africa at large. Compassionate in serving in a manner that is conscientious. We dedicate ourselves once again in terms of our work ethic to work hard, work smart, and put in the extra hours. I thank you very much.
To our esteemed journalists and members of the media, we have come to the end of the session. And once again, we want to thank you very much for making time to join us in celebrating our 110th anniversary. I'm going to open the Q&A, and I think we will take about 5 questions from the media. And you are also free to engage with us after this session. But for now, I think if you do have any questions, the executives are here to respond to your questions.
Thank you. My name is Nyana Mulete from BRICS Africa Channel. My question is linked to what the gentleman from the diplomatic services raised. South Africa's face is changing very rapidly. What used to be a South African community is changing rapidly. We have quite a lot of so-called foreign nationals living in this country, and I was wondering how Assupol, or what Assupol's attitude is towards, for instance, the many thousands of Zimbabweans who live here, the Congolese and so on. Not attitude in terms of servicing them, not attitude in terms of other things.
Thank you for that clarity. I'll take one last question.
Musido Mokhele from Tshwane Capital. I think just expanding on what the colleague from BBC or BRICS channel has asked, we are seeing post the pandemic, a lot of industries are employing their employees on either contractual or freelance basis. So what is the appetite thereof in making sure that such potential clients can be accommodated? Because I think traditionally insurance industry would accommodate people who were full-time or permanently employed. But I also have an interest in knowing what is your claim stats post-COVID. What are the leading claim stats in terms of claims that have successfully been processed?
Thanks so much for the question. Starting with the first one, relating to, a question was asked by Asiri as to whether we do engage in CSI projects in rural communities. Of course, yes, we are very active in rural areas. We are mindful of the fact that most of the businesses who would like to change the lives of the disadvantaged communities, they will focus more on, on areas that are close by in urban areas. I mean, people will want to go and invest in Soweto or in Atteridgeville, but they really forget about the needy that are out there in rural areas. So as we have mentioned earlier on, that we have got a very wide footprint, and we build relationship with stakeholders in rural areas. That makes it easier for us to understand what the key challenges are that are faced by the leaders in those communities, and together with the leadership, the traditional leaders of those areas, we do come up with projects. I can share with you the project that we're busy. It's in a planning phase with a chief somewhere in the Northwest, where we're coming up with a project that will assist in creating jobs. So yes, we are open for partnerships. However, the nature of the culture in South Africa, we can't shy away from it. We are very stingy when coming to funding. We don't sign a check and give it to an individual. So partnership is welcome. You can reach out to us. However, we don't give cash. We want to be involved to ensure that the cash is utilized for what it has been meant for. So there are quite a number of projects that we are doing in rural areas specifically. So should you have an interest, you can liaise with corporate affairs, and they will consider your project and see if it is relevant. In fact, I need to share this with you, that there is a trust that we are in the process of establishing. It's the main focus areas as approved by the board is job creation, consumer education. As you know, that there is a high level of ignorance when it comes to financial matters in the society. And the third area is to support in infrastructure development, school sanitation, safe sanitation for children. So we are looking forward to the establishment of that trust, which hopefully will happen solely, maybe within the next 3 to 4 months. And we will continue doing work through that trust. Happiness, Asiri? Okay. Then I will try to combine the question that has been asked by Keith and Nyale relating to the diversification beyond the borders. So our position at this stage is that we want to remain as a South African business. We are mindful of the fact that we operate in a global village. However, we believe there's a lot still need to be done in South Africa, and that is where our main focus is. Are we going to diversify our markets to beyond the borders? Possibly in future, but it's not something that we are considering at this stage. Then, Dineo, you asked a question relating to the current economic environment and the impact thereof. The current economic environment is of concern, I think, to all the citizens of this country. And that is the reason why in our corner, as I said earlier on, that wherever you are, if one can do something to change the negative to the positive, that will go a long way in addressing the challenges that we have. So the projects that I've just outlined, especially the job creation project is a project that we believe is going to assist us it's not going to solve the current challenge that we have in South Africa, but unemployment, and especially unemployment of youth, is of major concern. And having said that, it's also having an impact on the number of our customers that are breadwinners as a result of people who are unemployed. So you've family members because of the high rate of unemployment. So that is a problem because it has an impact on our side. You will end up having a problem because if you have to make a call whether to put bread or food on the table or to pay an insurance premium, you will end up deciding to buy food because that is something, food is something of immediate need. So yes, we are seeing it in our business. We are seeing instances where the customers' policies are lapsing because of the non-payment. But understanding the current environment where we have got very relaxed lapse rules, and that protect the policy from lapsing. So if you look at how we used to practice traditionally in insurance, if you didn't pay your premium, you won't get the benefits. So the rules are so clear and they are so easy for anyone to understand that even if you have skipped the premium, you still get the benefit. But there is certain rules that Jacques and the team do apply to ascertain the quantum of the benefits that you get. So that is how we respond to that. Then in terms of the question asked by Musidi on the post-pandemic claim, and as well as the tradition of appointing part-time workers instead of full-time workers. We have got solutions that are relevant to everyone. So as long as you can pay the premium and you are someone who is alive, because we do have a lot of crime in this country where fraudsters, someone who never existed, will apply for a policy. So as long as you are alive and you can pay the premium, then we do take care of you. So we don't discriminate against those who work on full-time basis and those who do not work on full-time basis. You may find some of the people might not be employed, however, there's a source of income that they're getting from family members. So we adjust our rules to ensure that we address the specific need. So on the question asked relating to the foreigners, I have mentioned earlier on that we operate in a highly regulated environment. And as such, it's expected from us that we need to comply with certain pieces of legislation. For example, if someone is in the country illegally, certainly we cannot do business with such type of a person. It's not supposed to be in the country, we cannot address the needs of that particular person. We also do have instances where someone is working in South Africa and the family is in Zimbabwe. We have experienced challenges in the past where it will be a challenge to get a confirmation that the person really died. And as a result, you are exposing the company to risk. So we have to take certain measures to ensure that we protect the company. And without taking those necessary steps to protect the company, we might be exposed and we might not be around for too long. And hence our focus is on servicing the South Africans. We are expected to comply with certain regulations by the PA. And those regulations, you all know that we are in a gray listed environment. There are so many regulations that are coming our way, and these regulations are making it difficult for us to be flexible when coming to certain aspects. And those are the regulations that we welcome, because we'd like to operate in an environment that is safe. We want South Africa to be seen as a country that has laws that are respected, and that the investors can be comfortable to come and invest in South Africa. So if you can't say who this person is who is on your books, how will you know that person? I think majority of you have gone through the process of submitting the documents to financial institution, and we are expected to know our customers. So if you don't have a way of validating who your client is, you might end up seeing yourself on the other side of the law as a result of that. So we are very careful in as far as dealing with foreign nationals are concerned. And the fact that we are based in South Africa, I think for the companies that have got presence in other countries, they might utilize their offices in those respective companies to assist them in facilitating the payment of claims, to obtain the required documents, but we don't have that privilege. And it doesn't mean we are discriminating against the foreigners. That is not the case. A question was asked relating to the claim. I will give it a short, Jacques, and then you can come in. Yes, during COVID, we received quite a number of claims. And fortunately, we were highly capitalized, so we never experienced any problems. What we are seeing currently is that the claims are still high. However, we hope to return to the pre-COVID level. But we are comfortable with the state where we are now, and we don't foresee any challenges going forward. I hope I've answered all the questions. Yeah, thank you.
Just to elaborate a bit on that, yes, during the pandemic itself, we saw up to 200+% of normal levels of claims. That has returned to more or less pre-pandemic levels, although we still see between 5 and 15% higher claim levels than we saw pre the pandemic. And that is, of course, because the virus that caused that pandemic is still around, although the transmission and infection levels are much, much lower due to the population immunity that has been built over the last 2 years. So, as Bridget said, even in those really high claim times, we never had any issue in terms of paying the claims very quickly and having enough liquidity to cover those claims. Trust that answers your question.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Jacques. We have come to the end of the session. So to our esteemed journalists and members of the media, I want to thank you for making time to join us this morning and for your participation. Like I said, you're free to engage with any of the executives after the session. Thank you very much.
Let me tell you the story of Assupol. But first, let me take you back in time. This is a story about the beginning of many firsts, about stepping in and making a grand entrance. It was in 1913 when the idea of Assupol was developed by a few colleagues who put money into a hat to assist each other in times of bereavement. It was also the year that the crossword puzzle was first invented. While others were completing puzzles and finding words, Assupol took the tradition of collecting money in a hat for the family of a deceased colleague as a burial society and formalized it, initiating a provident fund that ensures our members' families are taken care of after they're gone. By 1919, when the pop-up toaster was invented, our membership number jumped up by 200%. Now that's double the butter. Assupol's story inspired so many South Africans that by 1921, 3,000 members were policyholders. In the 40s, when South Africa opened its new railway lines, we were the first to offer cashback benefits on funeral plans. Talk about innovation. One of the first to retain cover for people in the military and carry the risk, because accountability is at the core of what we do. Today, Assupol is a fully fledged insurer with products designed to meet our clients' needs. We do not walk this journey alone. Our employees and our policyholders are the cornerstone of our success. They chose us to join them on their life adventures. We'd like to thank you for trusting us to serve you. There's still more to tell. Follow our next episode. We look forward to changing our future and yours, because you are the main characters in our story.